Good morning, good morning, good morning. I do apologise. A little bit past 7 o'clock this morning, but we've made it. Uh, yeah, you know the score. Let me get these links out and then we can dive straight into it. We've got a little bit of price action over the course of last night. As you can see, we made a push right up into, past resistance. Um, Straight back down. So we got a little bit of a jiggle in structure. Okay, there we go. Welcome, 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 welcome. Yeah, so unfortunately XRP hit stop loss over the course of last night. We've still got some other trades open, so we'll see how they kind of end up. Just a little look. I'll go through a quick market update in just a second, just bear with me. Okay. Okay. So, Thursday. Okay, we are expecting news to come out today. This is where things start to pick up. As you can see, things have picked up. Okay. Now let's go from the top down, just because we've gone right back into um, that kind of top area of resistance. Um, Nice little order block here. Okay, so that's around that 30k, just past that 30k. Um, that could be the place where it goes to. Okay, now we did breach. Let me take the TA off so you can see. We breached just above. Nice, nice, nice price action on the top. We're not getting insane volume on the daily now. I mean, it's only the start of the day, really. A little bit of a pop up, but not insane volume. So, um, yeah, traders are still holding off here. That was a very nice reaction, though. Sellers very quickly turned things back around, and this is the sort of price action that I've been talking about in the last previous updates that we've not really been getting. Okay, so this is a very nice reaction, relatively nice sell side in comparison with that buy side that came in on that candle there. So each time we make that extra push past these points here and next kind of resistance higher up, we want to see the buy side volume be much smaller than your sell side. So we're starting to get that much more bearish sort of price action coming in as prices continue to push up. Very weak kind of follow through. Okay, and I think that's going to be what happens for the majority of today until we start getting some of this data coming out. Okay, in terms of the data, we got quite a decent amount of EU data coming out this morning. Okay, that's so we'll take a look at the FX space, just because there's going to be some potential nice trades there. So we're going to hit the day off in about 40 minutes with Spanish CPI. Then we get German CPI coming out at 9. Yeah, and then we get some EU data about 10 o'clock. Um, that's your kind of big data for the morning, and then about 1:30, then we start getting the onslaught of US data. So we got continuing jobless claims, core PCE prices, corporate profits, GDP, GDP price index, GDP sales, initial jobless claims. So we get a whole load of US data from 1:30. So we should see a nice volatile um, kind of New York session. So pre-market New York and then New York session, we should see some nice movement. There's going to be some um, opportunities to capitalize on, hopefully. But yeah, okay. So let me get the TA back on anyway. So that's how we're kind of setting out this morning. Obviously, from 8 o'clock, 9, 10, we get the EU data. Then after that, we'll have a nice kind of little downtime between 10 to 1:30. 1:30, we get the next data. But bear in mind, markets will start to set up about half an hour to an hour before they're expecting that data. Obviously, that's the pre-market um, ahead of the that opening trading session, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, came down all the way down to that level, that order block. Okay, this order block here, that's where your volume was held at. See how we came down, nice reaction, rebounded, just very weak at the moment. So what's just going to happen is just structure's going to be building up. Um, we could we could just because PCE prices might come in a bit better, the anticipation of PCE prices. Um, we could maybe push towards that 30k by tomorrow. Um, but yeah, I mean, in terms of more local price action, um, yeah, you've just got kind of wider range now. So this is the top of your range. This is your bottom of your range. Almost kind of what we got. Um, Let me find it. We're not going to see it here. Almost kind of what we got here, right? Um, where things kind of propped right back up and came back down. This is just on a larger scale here. This is on a minier scale. Um, so yeah, top range, bottom of range. So I'm going to stick through here. We're either going to push back up. Now, obviously, we broke through that trend line, so there's no need to have that there anymore. Um, so we're going to have a relatively tighter range. Okay, so let me just put it out, point it out. So top, bottom. This is your kind of top range. This is the middle of it. Um, and then the much larger range that you're still moving within because it's not really closed above it. It's here to all the way down here. So you got that much right, kind of wider range. So yeah, that's the structure you're going to be moving within. Um, so we either break up or we come all the way down. Now in terms of support within this kind of wider range, a little bit here, which is also previous structure just here. Got, I mean, a decent amount of liquidity all the way through here, about 27,200. But yeah, this is your first area of support. If we do come down, some nice amount of concentration of orders just at the very bottom where we start to accumulate. So that's going to hold some strength if we do decide to really plummet. Now, again, as mentioned, PC prices. I mean, last CPI did come down quite nicely. Um, so PC should do the same. Now, the question is to ask, how is it going to be a significant decrease in PC? Mm-hmm. So yeah, um, we should see PCE prices come down. Again, as mentioned, tomorrow is the final day of the quarter as well as the month. So, and we receive PCE prices, so we could see a very nice move off the back end of on that PCE price index figure. So things are going to start to pick up. But yeah, let's see. We could end up somewhere around here towards that 30k, or we could be straight into the bottom of this tighter range. But yeah, the TA from the start of the week still stands. This is the very top of the range for this week. That 30k mark, 25 is the very bottom. But then majority of your price action is going to stick within this range here. And at the moment, we're building on a little tighter range, bottom, top. That's your tighter range. This is your wide range. So we'll just go with the price action. What it says, we saw a little bit of a prop up in volume, which is nice. Sell side saw a very nice reaction as soon as it breached this previous high here, as you can see, very nice. But again, also very quickly found support. So yeah, we're just setting up some structure ahead of time. Again, we are expecting some news to come out. Now let's go over some of the other markets now. Let's have a little look. Okay, so we got a nice bounce off that trend line. So yeah, so they were trying to capitalize on a long, and came out of break even. It just was still building up structure. Have come to that trend line again and held that trend line, which is exactly what we wanted to see. Let me just adjust it accordingly. Let me get rid of all of this. There's no need for it. Tapped into that liquidity. See, we came down. Now we're rebounding back up, so we're still following that positive structure. Got a little bit of a pickup in volume, not significant, so we could still see a pullback here. Got this kind of inner range here as well. Okay, so this is that next area of resistance. You got your wider range here. See, this is the concentration of orders acting as resistance there. So ideally, this needs to be broken. But we're setting up some nice structure on that lower time frame, as you can see. So ideally, what we want, this is not very nice structure, as you can see, staggering. Resistance, support, resistance, comes down to that level, tests that support, pushes past, comes back down. So it's nice positive structure currently. I mean, could potentially see a long here, to be honest. We'll probably push it somewhere around there. Those that are just joining us, welcome. Feel free to message us in the chat with TA. Can you do pound yen? Yeah, I'll have a little look for you in just a second. Let me just try and scout out something here. I'm going to take a long on gold, just because it is looking pretty nice. I'm just going to, yeah, bear with me. See if we can get a nice push. We got some momentum backed here, so we should see a nice attempt to break that high. Okay, amazing. Pound yen, right? Let's have a little look. Okay. So we've got this is the kind of range that we're moving within right here. We're at the very top. So um, could actually potentially be looking at a potential short here. Literally just set it at the top of that structure, just because we do have potential just to push a little bit more. And just come right down. That's on the 4 hour at least. I mean, let's have a little look. Does look like we're building up on a top, but the sell side isn't looking too strong. Yeah, that buy side's still strong. Okay, right. Lower time frame structure anyway. There's your resistance. Now we want it to really kind of stick and start to see some sell side. We got a little bit of sell side here, not much. That buy side's still looking pretty strong with that momentum kind of picking up. See how we come and dip and then push, attempt to make that push. So if the buyers struggle to push past this level here, sellers start to come in. Then we can actually look at taking a short position here, somewhere around this region. Literally just set it just above and play it down. I mean, there's some liquidity here, there's some structure here. So structure, liquidity, bam. But yeah, we need to kind of hold on to this level here. We need to ideally not push past this high. So I mean, I'll keep a close eye on it. In all fairness, gold's making a nice push. Hopefully we can get just a quick. There's some liquidity here. Yeah, 1975. Be nice. So yeah, we're kind of struggling a little bit. There's a potential short here. But yeah, hopefully that answered your question. That's what I'm looking at. It's just we're at that kind of strong resistance at the moment. We've got that kind of higher time frame. See how we got quite a decent amount of large orders coming in. The only thing is the lack of sellers. We need a little bit of sell side activity to come in. Um, if you don't require that much confirmation, then take the short. It is struggling, so we'll see. Thank you. No worries, mate. No worries. See if we can make a push up. Yeah, just be patient with this one. I mean, we came and literally just tapped that structure there. Saw a nice reaction off it. Um, Having a look if it's. They are starting to see some south side. Just, yeah. Yeah, okay, let's go. I'm going to take a short. Okay. See if we can get a break. Nice. Let's see, crypto's kinda struggling to move right now, isn't it? Not ideal. Been holding for hours. Yeah, I sold that supply zone. Yeah, good man. Um, yeah, it's looking good. It's looking pretty good. Ideally, I just want to see a little bit, but see this candle here, and if you go to that 1 minute, that candle is showing sell side strength. Um, and I mean, yeah, this is your resistance on the lower time frame. This is your wider, stronger resistance on the higher time frame. So yeah, it's a decent bit of structure. You can also um, draw a trend line across that. So we'll see how things kind of play out. It's looking okay. We do need to just get past this bottom structure here. If we can get past this area, we'll come straight down to this, either this area of liquidity. It's gonna find support around here just because there's a whole load of concentration of orders there. But yeah, let's see how strong it can push down. Crypto, on the other hand, is just building up on structure. Probably just going to come somewhere around here and then push back up, maybe. So, I mean, we'll see. It is at resistance, so do need to be a little bit careful here. Thank you for the likes and thank you for the follows as well, guys. As always, just feel free to message us in the chat any TA that you want us to go over. I'm more than happy to touch base on it. Um, yeah, let's see. Okay, let's go and touch on some other area. So yeah, I mean the equities yesterday were really blowing through. Euro pound doesn't look too bad either. That's your range, kind of holding. It's one to keep your eyes on, that's for sure. So the luck if things are pushing up. Yeah, we need to hold. Dollar index is really struggling. Your yen, I'll have a look. Um, Still leaving that gap above. Still got that gap above. So I mean, this is your range, and I mean, it's going to break out to the top side eventually, isn't it? It's going to fill that, touch that 200, and hopefully just come right back down. That's what I'm expecting. Maybe we get a little bit of a volatile move on the release of this data, and that plays out. Just because I'm not seeing that price action that's going to make that push up, so it's going to have to realistically come from um, some unexpected news or news. Um, I only have $50 in my account left. Any advice on how I can get it up? Just yeah, I mean, you're not gonna exactly be a millionaire off that $50. And unfortunately, it's not what you want to hear. But that's really the wrong mentality to have in trading. Um, Best thing that you can do with the 50 is uh, do your correct risk management with it. But any bit of money, okay, $50, okay, only be risking 1%. Don't be worried about what you can get or not, because the thing is, you're thinking about making it, increasing that account largely off $50. So realistically, for you to do that, you're going to have to be throwing Hail Marys and putting 100% of your margin into trades, and that is completely wrong risk management. You're going to build up the wrong habits, and it's not good for the long run. So you either take it out, enjoy the $50, or um, do it correctly. Euro JPY. Okay, let's have a look. Give me 2 seconds. I'll have a look. I need to keep an eye on positions as well. So Euro JPY, Euro JPY, Euro JPY. Okay, so you're actually building up on some decent structure, some very nice structure. Here's your trend line to break through. Here's your long-term trend line come in, acting as support, which you can see right here. Bam, bam. Trap zone, very nice candle. Um, what you're looking for essentially is support at this level. If not, support needs to hold at this level here. Um, Let me have a look on the 1 hour. You are getting volume kind of tailing off. Um, you can see it a bit better on the 4 hour. Yeah. See how volume tails off just here as we push up. So it is more than likely to see a little bit of a pullback, which is actually going to be quite healthy if it pulls back and holds either one of these levels here. So either at this point here, so we pull back and bounce, or we pull back a bit deeper and make that bounce there. So you got potentially two entries. But yeah, positive structure is nicely structuring up. for a potential attempt to make that break. And I mean, it was in this structure here. So ideally, we want to hold either here or here and just rebound. So it's not quite ready. It's nearly there. So where you can where the alerts start to ping off and you can start watching price and seeing whether okay, is price kind of holding at this level, holding on to support, and finding buy side volume coming in to see that rebound. But yeah, I mean, it's looking nearly there. It's not too far off. Um, so pound US dollar. Yeah, hopefully that answered. I mean, it's something to keep on your watch list. That's for sure. Let me just move some of this stuff and organize it a little bit. Uh, pound dollar. Okay. So a nice rebound off that point. It's picking up a little bit of momentum on the hour. Struggling ever so slightly. It's going for that second attempt. Yeah. There isn't much. There's kind of a natural level just there. So, I mean, price could just stick between here. Could find a bit stronger resistance around here. If not, probably overextend to this point and then come down. Maybe. Um, yeah, it's coming up to resistance. I mean, the volume is nicely picking up. It's going for that second attempt to break through. So, it could do. But yeah, I mean, probably just looking at a quick push up here. Yeah, maybe. Have a look at price over here. I mean, if you're already in a long position, then just play it. But um, yeah, it's coming up to its resistance as well. You're seeing a bit of a reaction here, right? So yeah, it's very clear trend line here as well. Yeah, you got that point 0.5, quite overextends that 618 as well. Um, so I mean, yeah, let's see. Uh, Gold needs to make that push. This isn't looking too great now. Oh, what's happening? Okay. Um, Welcome there. Welcome. Thanks for your time. Thank you for joining. What was it? Pound Gen, right? But yeah, guys, as always, feel free to message us in the chat. Any TA that you want us to go over, we can go over it. Um, See if we can capitalize on a short, yeah, off that area of resistance. Showing a little bit of signs to push back up, seeing a little bit of revival from the board. So um, we'll need to keep an eye on that. A little bit of momentum picking up. So um, yeah, let's see, let's see. How's crypto doing? Yeah, see, so after that shake up, this volatile move up and down, now you're gonna get that low volume sort of period. It will set up its structure, whether it be this or even come down, and then move. Um, yeah, prices are gonna hold off until that data starts to come out. But yeah, I mean, had a nice move. Unfortunately, it happened when we were all asleep. Otherwise, would have cashed out some nice profit. So we hold for a little bit longer now. At least the dollar is looking weak as well. So fingers crossed. Right, I am going to move my stop loss to break even on gold. As it's making that break. See if we can make a break. Just need to breach through here. If we can breach, we'll move straight up into this area here where it first found resistance. But I mean, the structure is beautiful. It's really nice. We're starting to see that. See how we're kind of upticking in volume. Just need the candle structure is going hand in hand, which is nice. We've got a high low, high low, high low structure, which is really nice. Very weak sell side on that move down. See how we kind of dip and then peak up in buy side. Lower time frame structure in terms of candle structure is very, very nice as well. As mentioned earlier, see how we kind of find the bottom. We push up, we come down. That's your resistance, that's your support. We break through resistance here. We come back down, test old resistance as new support, and we do that again here. And then eventually, I mean, once we accumulate enough orders just here, we make that break through this structure here. And see how the volume kind of follows through. It's exactly what you want to see for a bullish move. Okay, so now we're coming back down a little bit. The thing with FX um, compared to crypto, okay, now I mean Bitcoin now is kind of within a range, but your FX, essentially FX on a on a wider time scale, higher time scale, it just ranges. It's just continuously, endlessly, kind of consolidating, unless there's like something crazy like a pandemic that hits or something like Brexit, for instance, something that's really detrimental to the currency. But on a higher time scale, all it's doing is just moving up and down, but in a much wider range. So yeah, that's the structure that you're always looking out for. So whenever it's at kind of a level of resistance, a level of support, or essentially the top and bottoms of those ranges, always have good opportunities to capitalize on. But then the thing is that it's very dependent on news. So you're always constantly having to check, okay, or be up to date with the economic calendar, because if you're not and you missed out that, okay, there's an announcement or there's a an economic report for that currency, you're going to not be with the dynamic of that asset. um XRP TPSL, please. Okay, yeah. I mean, we got in on an XRP trade last night. It did hit our stop loss. It was just here. We were going for that rebound. Yeah. I mean, we left it open overnight. It pulled back, but it's not looking after that pullback. It's not looking that great right now. You are at that strong resistance at the moment. I think there's going to have to be a little bit more um, consolidation, a little bit more building of structure. Um, Here's your support. Ideally, there's a little bit of liquidity that's already tapping in just here. But yeah, I think it's essentially just going to build up some structure, and kind of the same thing with what I just showed on gold. You want it to start to move up, so low volume, pull back, and then start to pick up for that huge push. And you want it to stick to that trend line. But structure is lovely. I mean, that's exactly what you want to see for momentum. A large push and break through that strong level of resistance. In terms of TPs for a long, I had 0.653, so this line here, very top 0.75, between 0.75 and 0.786. Structure's got is building up for a potential decent move. Um, the only thing, and this is where I go back to, it's gonna dump heavily. Is I mean, you're getting some nice volume, but it's not insane. So as soon as it comes up to some decent structure up here, which is, I mean, there's a whole load of concentration of orders here. You're going to see that dump right back down. Um, so yeah, you got two levels. You've got 0.65 and then about 0.75 to look at. But it's not. It's yeah, unless the lawsuit is scrapped. Um, then okay, if the lawsuit's scrapped, then I mean, there's so much hype from retailers that's really going to blow up prices. But I don't see this lawsuit coming through at all. So this is just retail hype. It's just retail hype. Um, and yeah, I mean, you saw what happened with GameStop and AMC and all that sort of stuff. So I mean, the retails, if they decide to get all together, there's good opportunity to push it out, and I think that's a narrative that they're trying to push really. Um, and that's the only way that you're going to see crazy figures until that lawsuit gets released. This is just it's just going to move on retail money. So yeah, just be aware of that. Those are your targets. It's looking good. I'm not saying the structure doesn't look good. It's really good structure. Nice amount of buy side coming in on the daily. It is setting up for that breach. Okay, it has been ranging and accumulating for a very long time, and now you're actually seeing this is all smart money coming in at these levels, and now you're actually seeing that momentum. So it's got a very good opportunity chance to break through, but just don't be expecting. I mean, I see people forecasting all-time high figures already. Four figure. It's so unrealistic. It's laughable. It actually frustrates me. I want to see it literally go to zero, if anything. Um, but yeah, I mean, these are realistic targets, right? Um, stop loss. I mean, if you're already in, you're already in. You're gonna have to set your stop loss relatively wide. The problem is that because it's had such a huge move up and it's building on kind of larger structure, that you to be safe, you want to be setting your stop loss quite far down. So yeah, I'd be holding off. Ideally, coming and testing this area here for liquidity, and then being closer to a realistic and an ideal level to have your stop loss, rather than keeping your stop loss really tight. It comes down, it taps you out, then you got to look for another entry. It just becomes a stressful trade. So yeah, just hold, and ideally you want it to be underneath this structure here. Um, but again, I mean, if this doesn't play out by CPI next week on the 12th, and CPI doesn't show significant kind of signs of coming down, then it doesn't even matter how strong the TA is on this. If the rest of the market starts to dump, this is going to dump with it. So it's just going to stay within that range a bit longer. So again, just something to bear in mind. Next week is pretty clear. is the start the new month, start the new quarter. So it's going to be interesting on how the market's kind of set up. But yeah. Your thoughts on US 500? I've not had a look, but I'll have a look. Let me just double check on things. Okay, making a nice push. Your break even. Okay, all right. We're looking much better now, aren't we? We're looking much better. Um, US 500. I haven't got this on here, but let's have a look. Thank you for the likes as well and follows. Very much appreciated. Um, US 500. There you go. So we got CPI coming up. Okay. What reaction do we get off? Yeah, coming down. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna take my profit here on gold just because it's struggling a little bit from what I can see. Okay, bear with. Right. Go 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 go. Both trades coming in nicely. Alright, I'll close that. I'll take that cash. Okay, well done. Those that got involved on that gold trade, well done, well done, well done. Okay. Now on to the next one. Mm-hmm. Sorry, US 500. I will have a look. Things are just starting to move off the Spanish CPI figure. I mean, all of those equities are all literally the same structure. It's not much different between them. So it's the same as the US tech, the Nasdaq. It's all breaking through that trend line, which is relatively bullish. Some are actually at the resistance level. There's a natural level of resistance here. There's your liquidity just there, as well as kind of that kind of large area. So that's where you're looking at prices pushing up here, push up here, and then start to move down. It's a very strong level that you can reference all the way across. So push and then start to come down. That's where you're looking at resistance just there. But they're all moving basically the same. Um, okay, yeah, well done. Cashed in on a nice gold trade there. And this is looking pretty promising as well. So this morning's okay. It's going okay so far. Can't moan. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the likes. Appreciate it. As always. Again, as mentioned, it's it's the best way to support the channel. Really keep the content as free as possible for those that aren't with us. I didn't put out a market update yesterday, but obviously those that join in on these live streams, you get your market updates constantly. But I will put out market update. Don't you worry. I will get something out. Just letting some of this price action go and move, and then yeah, I'll get something out for you guys. But yeah, those are just brand new to the channel. Updates don't get posted to TradingView anymore. So just bear that in mind. I don't want you searching for a market update or waiting for a market update your whole lifetime and never getting it. But yeah, I mean, you get your market updates here on TradingView. If you just skip to the very start of these live streams, we always start it off with a market update. So yeah, that's another way that you can tap in. Thank you for the likes. Thank you. Okay, so we cashed in. Okay, beautiful trade. Nice. Could have gone a little bit heavier, but just started to stall. So we're out. Okay. Seen some nice price action from XRP. Don't think it's enough, but yes, come on. Looking good. We're at first area of support. You know what I'm gonna do here though is move my stop loss to break even, because there's a good chance that we could rebound off this level quite heavily. Um, we are getting that rebound, so yeah. Right, I'm gonna. It's just not. Yeah, I'm gonna move my stop loss to break even. Um, it's looking relatively healthy to make that break. If you wish to take profit, yeah, you can take profit. It's rebounding off that level pretty heavy. Decent buy side as well. Alright, I'm closing. I'm taking my profit here. It's not. It's holding on to that support level a bit too nicely. Alright, at least we copped some profit. Profit's profit. Can't moan about that. I mean, yeah. Okay. Well done. Well done. Thank you for the US 500 update. No problem. Like I said, all of those kind of US equities, they're all moving very similar. So they've breached through that trend line. I'll show you. So you got what was the other one? The E-mini, very similar structure as well. The Nasdaq 100, same thing. They're all, see how you kind of got that trend line. It's breaching through that trend line. It's kind of very similar structure. See here, this one's a little bit more advanced, a little bit more bullish. But they're all literally moving the same. US was that US tech there. Same structure. They're all breaching higher. This had a very nice run. But yeah, same thing. Broke through, coming retest, pushing back up. So they're all moving the same really. Um, okay, so we capitalised on a couple of trades, not too bad. To come straight back to break even, so at least we cashed in some profit. Um, there might be another re-entry to go down. We'll let it kind of do its thing, but I'm not really. It's kind of failed at its first hurdle. Okay, whenever that happens, you're going to get a decent reaction. If it broke through and breached, then okay, we could chase those lower targets. But this is a natural level of support as well as that 100 moving average. It's if it's going to fail at its first hurdle to break through, it's not a good sign. Um, Same thing like here. See how we come to the first hurdle, started to really struggle. It's whenever you start seeing those signs, it's not healthy. Thank you for the likes and thank you for the follows. Very much appreciated as well. Um, yeah, so far so good, I guess. Capitalize on a nice trade on gold. Nice quick trade. Well, quick short trade on pound yen. Um, yeah, I mean it's not bad morning. The only thing was the crypto slightly lagging a little bit from that volatile move. Um, I guess you can't have it all, can you? Yeah, it's not. It's been a good morning. It's been a good morning. I cannot complain about that at all. Not much. Not much. Not much. Yeah. This is going to continue within that range. When's the next bit of data we get out? Okay, so Spanish CPI 3.3% year on year. Previous was 6%, so it's actually cooled off very nicely. Um, CPI month on month 0.4% compared to previous at 0.9. Um, yeah, I mean the forecasts were looking at a significant decline, but I mean it's pushed further down than consensus. So I mean, getting some decent reaction. Let's have a look. I mean, you got some decent reaction off that backhand, didn't you? Got a bit of cooling off on that euro. But yeah, I mean, I guess there's still a lot more work to be done. Next, we do get Italian unemployment. Um, and then kind of the more important one, so the bigger economies in as part of the euro area, um, you get your German data. So let's see. Then we get at 10 o'clock we get a nice slew of European data. So I mean, yeah, you should be looking at some nice volatility on that euro, on those euro pairs. Um, so be careful. Make sure you got your eyes on that data. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean today is a big day for data. There's gonna be a lot of movement here and there. Um, so it's a good day as well as I mean again it's the end of the month, the end of the quarter. So there's going to be a little bit of jigging about in terms of price action. Um, Thank you for the US 500 update, no problem. Thanks for XRP analysis. No, you are most welcome. Yeah, it's on the higher time frame. It is looking very nice, very nice. It's almost very similar to kind of the Phantom breakout, which we posted on here just before they broke out and absolutely flew. Um, Very similar, but it's extremely similar to Bitcoin. Very similar from the start of the year, the structure that Bitcoin was in at the start of the year. And watch this again. I've done this. See, as I've got it on a circle from yesterday because somebody asked about XRP. But look at this structure, right? So you got your area of support. Okay, it comes and actually so it does a dip, bounces, does another dip, and then makes that breakout, and that's your accumulation range. Look at XRP. It's literally the same. It's the same structure, right? So look. So you got your natural area of support. Oh, I haven't got the tool out. Natural area of support. Right. It goes down, it bounces off that area, does another, and then it goes for that breakout, right? Well, it could go for that breakout, but it's very similar structure, right? And you actually got that momentum picking up. So again, going back to it, it's looking very nice. If you guys want to capitalize on a nice trade, this is looking pretty good because once you do get a good amount of momentum and volume on Bitcoin, okay. Um, you're going to see a very good reaction. Again, there is so much hype behind it. There's so many people that buy into it. Once they start seeing XRP start to fly, people are just going to chuck money at it. And yeah, it's gonna continue to fly up. Hello there. May I ask what happened with Zhao Chao was off the charts for the last 30 minutes? So we cashed in profits. We cashed out just here. So it was once. Let me have a look. Mhm. 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 So we cashed from 167 to 171 ish. Yeah. So just here from here to here. So yeah, just started to stall. We cashed out. And I mean, look at that. You got that sell side coming in now. So it's going to continue with that structure for a bit longer. We'll look at potential re-entry somewhere around this region here um, for a turnaround, for another attempt at breaking that top. But that's some decent sell side coming in on there. No. Great trade, sir. Yes. Pulled in some nice profit. I mean, this morning, in terms of your traditional markets, it's all been profit. So you can't complain. It's been good. But yeah, now we're holding on to the structure. We just want it to continue. Um, yeah, this you got to be patient with crypto today until kind of that data. It's going to hold off from making much moves. This was obviously just a quick shake up ahead of the data that we're getting today, the data that we're getting tomorrow. You always kind of get this. It's just a rejig of liquidity and kind of create some space in the market. That's it. Happens all the time in crypto, all the time. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the likes on the stream. Always appreciate it, guys. So far, so good. So, I mean, those that get involved, well done. Again, as mentioned, those that are new to the stream, we are here every single morning. I mean, today, I hold my hands up. It's about 15 minutes late to the stream, but yeah, we started at 7 o'clock. for that London Open. We'll be here for a while. Um, and then we'll come live again for that New York Open. So about 12 o'clock, 12:30. We'll come live again. We'll have a look at some setups ahead of the pre-market and the New York Open, and then we'll trade that. And then we go from there. So yeah, come join us. Hit that follow button if you want to be notified. Um, yeah, I mean the live streams have been very very good. Cashing on some very nice profits. I'm sure those that regularly come and join us, you've made some money because we have. So I know you have. Okay, got crypto cooling off a little bit. It's not too bad. Okay. Um, let me. This looks pretty juicy. A Matic long straight to the top. It's holding on to support relatively nicely. Just got to keep a close eye. Could come down. Got liquidity just here, right? This is your liquidity area. I've got this just at 1.8. Yeah, it's come down. It's bounced off here quite nicely. So just need that ramping straight back up. Yeah, slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. Oh yeah, give me that slew data. Large. La, 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 la. Yeah, so we've got London Open in 6 minutes. 6 minutes, we get a little bit more volume, hopefully. Um, so let's see, let's see. You know what we've not had a look at is crude oil. I can't believe I forgot about it. So have a look at what oil's doing. Always, always very nice to trade, isn't it? Beautiful. Okay, so yesterday where we left off in terms of update on crude, okay, it had a little bit more room to push up into. And as you can see, it made an ever so slightly kind of attempt to push towards resistance. Now, it saw a very nice pullback because, I mean, the buyers were extremely weak. Again, something that we did mention yesterday. It had nice structure. Okay, we actually caught a long position, but it started to stall. It came back down. It retested this level here, went for a second test, and just failed. And that's where you got that sell side coming in nicely on there. But now, okay, it's kind of similar to Bitcoin. Bottom of your range, top of your range. and that's now it's going to build up structure here and either break down or we're going to break up. Okay, so at the moment we've got to just let it do its thing, build up some structure. It's at the bottom here. Let it push up. If the buy starts to strengthen up, come and retest, hold some new support, and then start to build up that structure, kind of similar to what gold was doing. Then we can expect a push up in price, right? Um, but yeah, it's building up structure now, so we just let it do its thing. There isn't much kind of space left in terms of resistance. Again, that 200 moving average is ideally where I want it to come and test and hold. But that's it could very much blow through it as well. Okay, if it blows through it, then we're probably looking towards that $76.5 mark. But yeah, if not, then we'll come down a bit further. There's some nice structure to be tested back here. So from over here, there's some nice structure as well as that trend line that we kind of rebounded quite nicely off. So yeah, just let's hold at the moment. I mean, it came down nicely to this area here. See how we got that structure there as well. And we're continuing to hold. So the longer we hold on to this level, the more likely that we're potentially pushing up. So potentially you can kind of see that momentum being built up and the orders built up for a much larger move. So yeah, we keep a close eye on it. There is a move to be capitalized on the horizon. So yeah, just got to keep a close eye, guys. Whoever that was following, thank you very much for the follow. Very much appreciated. Moonpig.com. Um. Okay. 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 So we're pushing a little bit higher. Okay. So we're 2 minutes out from that New York Open. Sorry, London Open, not New York. That's a bit later on. Do, 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 do. Mhm. Ba-doo. By the way, guys, always feel free to message in the chat anything you want us to go over. It's cool. At the moment, I mean, it's just a bit of downtime, waiting. for a little bit of volume to come in. I mean, we've just opened, so just opened for that London session. So let's see if we can get a little bit of movement. Give it 15, 30 minutes. Should see a little bit of volatility coming in. Seeing a nice copy and sort of action on it. There's your resistance. Mhm, mhm. See how well it holds onto this level here. Isabel Schnabel. Are we going up? Come on, give me a nice push. Dollar index making that push towards the bottom of the range is nice. So we should see a little bit of a prop up on crypto prices, hopefully. Seeing a little bit of a price compression just here. So just about to break through. So let's see how far up we can make that push up. I'm not expecting insane moves, but at least maybe towards 28,900. Hopefully we can get a bit of movement on those altcoins off the back end on that move. Bitcoin make a move. Seeing a little bit of a prop up in prices, which is nice. Hopefully some of these altcoins can make a nice move. There goes oil. There goes oil. It's okay. We're in on some crypto trades. Cashed in on a nice gold trade. Cashed in on a quick short FX trade. Now let's see what we can get in the crypto. Thank you very much for the likes on the stream. I know I say it enough times, but yeah, do appreciate it. Coming down nicely. Nicely. They come down to that range. Might not even. I mean, you know what we might potentially get if we break through this point here. It'll come down to that trend line, and then maybe start building up some structure to go up again. But at the moment, it's the dollar index is literally all over the place, especially when it was getting into this price action here. So yeah, I mean, it's not the most ideal structure to actually kind of play off. So gotta let it just do its thing. But on the plus side, we're getting a little bit of positive price action on crypto off the back end. So we can't moan too much. We just need a nice push on those altcoins. Yeah, just need a nice push in the alts. It will come. Just gotta stay patient. Let it do its thing. Those that are just joining us, welcome. As always, feel free to touch base with us in the chat section. Any TA that you want us to go over, just send us a message. At the moment, we're just letting things play out. Okay, we capitalized on some nice trades this morning. I, but now I'm just waiting for crypto to really pick up again. Um, Next bit of data, we get to German CPI. Okay, so it's 19 minutes away. So we should see a little bit more price action coming into play here. Wasn't looking too bad. Gold is pushing back up. Okay, yeah, we'll keep a close eye on the crypto for now. I think. Yeah, we capitalized on some nice trades this morning in the traditional market. So, um, yeah, again, we are expecting. I mean, today's a little bit more dense in terms of data, so we also do need to be a little bit careful with the volatility. Yes, it is a little weaker. But yeah, hopefully you guys managed to get in on those trades this morning. Very nice, very nice, quick profit. Now we just need that crypto to really start to move. Do do. We can get rid of this. But yeah, we're just literally sticking to structure, aren't we? I mean, we got kind of a trend line forming. Could be a little bit dangerous. And also along here. 28.9 could be where we find a bit more resistance. At the moment, we're not looking too bad, but I do just think we're going to move within this tighter range here. So we could actually break down. So we've got to be a little bit careful, cautious with any long positions. Some of these commodities are making a nice move. That dollar's really coming down. Alright, 16 minutes away from German CPI. Crypto's finding a little bit of resistance. Oh, no. Yeah, 100% bear market rally, mate. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As always, guys, feel free to message us in the chat. Those that have liked the chat, the stream, sorry, and also hit that follow button. Thank you very much. In terms of those that are just joining us, okay, we're in a long position here on Matic. We are expecting things to push up higher. Now, you will need to be a little bit patient today. We are getting German CPI in 14 minutes, and then followed by some more EU data. So we should see a little bit of volume. But the US data that's going to cause the majority of our volatility in the markets are coming out about at 1:30 UK time. Okay, so maybe we don't get much happening in this session. So we'll see how things kind of react on that German CPI. If nothing, then I mean it's probably looking like we're going to not see much price action until about 12 o'clock, 1:30, where we get that US data coming out. But I mean, yeah, it's clear things have slowed down compared to this morning. Saw a little bit of movement, which we were able to capitalize on. And now things are kind of just building up structure. I mean, crypto didn't actually do much on the open or pre-market. So it's building up. It's the next in line really. So yeah, we hold, we wait to go again. Did you? Building on some nice structure here, no fairness, you see. Bam, bam. Hopefully we can hold and then push up again. Ideally around about this level here. And then maybe come down. So, let it brew, let it brew. Thank you for the follows, guys. Yo. Again, got to just be patient. I mean, we capitalized on a gold trade. We were looking at potential. I mean, we still could see prices holding on crude here and then making that kind of attempt to break through this area. But I mean, everything's really just setting up structure again now. Again, as mentioned, capitalized on a nice trade here on gold. Again, finding resistance here, so we actually could see a bit of a pullback. Yeah, let's have a look. We'll continue kind of scouting out. But I presume, I mean, since markets have kind of had a little bit of time to move, next really is in about 11 minutes that CPI figure. If things fail to move in on that CPI figure, then yeah, I think structure is just going to be built towards that US data that we get out. Ooh, look at that, 50%. Jesus. Absolutely flew. Gosh. Crazy, 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 crazy. Those that follow crypto, SXP went up about 50% last night or yesterday. Where is it? Da-da-da-da. Look at that. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Held that. You know what also looks very similar to this is where is it? Very similar. This is ramping up. In fact, right, let's put out a gem to all of you, right? This is my freebie for you guys. I'll go long. Yeah, let's see if I can bring that star plus to an actual acceptable point, really. Um, okay, that's the as far as I can really put that stop loss. But yeah, this is your gem. Okay. Uh, it's ramping up for a huge breakout. You think XRP this is is looking very very good. So I'll go. Do-do-do-do. Come on, man. It's taking so long. That's your gem, guys. That is your gem. It's a medium term play. Just hold. I mean, that's why we kind of had to widen the stop. I mean, we don't. It's very rare that we have a stop that wide. It's a very wide stop, but I mean, you have to give it the space that it deserves. And chase the high targets, right? So we got two take profits currently. We got the very top one at 0.355, next one at 0.29. Let me just round that up. There we go. But yeah, this is ramping up for a huge move. Very, very large move on the cards. If it comes down, just accumulate, accumulate, accumulate. Now I've put that stop loss at kind of respectful kind of level. Realistic, if you really want to be safe, place underneath that trend line. Okay, if you can compensate for the extra kind of maximum loss, go for it. But yeah, this is your gem. This is our gem to you guys. Okay, don't want to miss out on this one. So those that are in the stream, you've just got a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trade, and then we'll see how it kind of develops, and we'll come back, and then hopefully we make some insane profit. But I mean, it's the setup is looking just amazing, If I compare it to SXP, which I just showed you, very similar structure. Kind of hitting rock bottom, setting that structure in terms of higher lows. It just looks very nice, very nice. Let's go back to it. Say it, similar structure, right? So trend line, your higher lows, see compression. It came down, test, bam. See, very similar structure. Very similar structure. The only thing that's different from it is the you've got nicer buy side volume coming in on this section here. That's the only real difference. Okay. Apart from that, price action is going to be a spitting image. Okay. So there you go. And I mean, it came up to this previous structure here, and now it's starting to test again. I mean, that's we've got it to this level just because it's got the concentration. But I mean, if you really want to chase some crazy profits, then I mean, this is the top of that structure. But I mean, 57% is more than enough, or even this move here is insane. It's basically 30% move. So yeah, that's the gem. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the likes. You got your gem of the day. Well, it's gonna be that'll be gem of the month, really. Again, don't expect it to absolutely fly today, tomorrow. It's a medium term play. So yeah, it can be anywhere between a week to 4 weeks, really. You just gotta let it do its thing, build up, and ready. It's very much on the brink. The only thing that could kind of prolong it is just that slight more pullback and a bit more of an accumulation, um, continuation. But it's on the brink. It really is on the brink. It's holding on to this level. So yeah, it's got to move. It's gonna move soon. It's coming to its end point. So hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Okay, we should see prices start to tick a little bit higher now. Um, we got a little bit of data coming out in just a second. Okay, here we go. A little bit of a cooling off. CPI coming down. Should get a little bit of movement, hopefully. This is still looking very weak, isn't it? Very weak. This is looking pretty sweet though. Of course there will be. Okay, so next onslaught date is in an hour's time. Okay, that's where you get your EU data now. Okay, that's where we're gonna get hopefully a little bit more movement. So again, as we go through today, there's gonna be more and more volatility being picked up as we go through the data. 1:30. So that the New York session's essentially going to be where the majority of volatility comes in. At 1:30, core PCE prices, corporate profits, GDP price index, initial jobless claims. We've got a whole load of US data to come out 1:30. So yeah, that's where you want to be tuned in, ready to go. Okay. You should see prices push up, right? So I'll leave you with kind of the structure to look at. Okay, so we got a breakout through here. Ideally, if it comes down, we want it to hold here and actually continue pushing up. This is essentially where we're looking for resistance for things to start to pull back. Okay, in terms of crypto. Now you've got those that didn't join us at the very beginning. This is your much tighter range, okay, lower time frame range. Got a nice trend line here that we could actually potentially breach and come towards the bottom of that tighter range. Now we're still within that larger range and structure that it's kind of been playing within for the last week or the last week. So top, there's your bottom. We're at the top again. We kind of briefly breached early this morning. Nice price action. I mean, just look at how low the volume is. Price, kind of the market is holding off until we get this US data coming out. Essentially, the US GDP is the important one, really. PCE price index is coming out tomorrow. We do get PCE prices, but the important one is PCE price index, which is tomorrow. Again, we get some more data, EU CPIs tomorrow as well. Okay, so again, markets are going to hold off a little bit. We might see a little bit of volatility coming in on that New York session. But yeah, at the moment, this is your tighter range, and then this is your wider range. So at the moment, we're sticking between that. Prices can move if they break up. That's where we're looking for your resistance for the rest of this week if we get a very volatile move. If not, on the bottom end, if we get a very volatile move as selling off, we're moving towards that 25k. But I'm thinking we're going to potentially just stick between here. Now the PCE prices have got a much more likelihood of coming in weaker. So again, play into a bullish sentiment for risk on. So there's a bit more likelihood of a breakout to the top end and pushing towards that 30k. But yeah, we'll go with the flow and we'll see. The moment, obviously, we're in some long positions, long on Matic, and that's what we're holding. The gem that we just sent out is Algo, buy, hold. Okay, it is setting up for a humongous move. Okay, that is your structure. So yeah, let's see what we can play, what we can get out. Right, this month in general has just been amazing. So yeah, we got today, tomorrow. That's it. Then we start fresh new month, fresh new quarter. Okay. But yeah, guys, everyone that joined me today, thank you very much. I shall see you about 12:30 UK time for a New York opening session. So that's where we should see the bulk of movement. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you there. If not, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, thank you.